very flags that fly above this building. I'd like to give you a little bit of a presentation about the history of the Flag Day and the Pledge of Allegiance. In 1885, a school teacher in Fredonia, Wisconsin public schools arranged for the pupils in the school to observe June 14th, the 108th anniversary of the official adoption of the Stars and Stripes, as Flag Birthday. June 14th was enthusiastically advocated as Flag Birthday or Flag Day. Inspired by 3 decades of state and local celebrations, Flag Day, the anniversary of the Flag Resolution of 1777, was officially established by the proclamation of President Woodrow Wilson on May 30th, 1916. While Flag Day was celebrated in various communities for years after Wilson's proclamation, it was not until August 3rd, 1949, that President Truman signed the Act of Congress designating June 14th of each year as National Flag Day. Today we observe the 234th anniversary of the Flag Resolution of 1777. And then, from humble beginnings on September 8, 1892, when a Boston-based youth magazine, The Youth's Companion, published a 22-word recitation for school children to use during planned activities the following month to commemorate the 400th anniversary of Columbus' discovery of America. Under the title Pledge to the Flag, the composition, the earliest version of what we now know as the Pledge of Allegiance, was born. 2 men interested in both education and the planned Columbus Day celebrations around our nation's 44 states were Francis Bellamy and James Upham. To this day, it is still unknown which of the 2 actually authored the words that were to become the Pledge of Allegiance. It was published anonymously and not copyrighted. James Upham was an employee of the Boston publishing firm that produced The Youth's Companion, in which it first appeared. Francis Bellamy was an educator who served as chairman of the National Committee of Educators and Civic Leaders who were planning the Columbus Day activities. What is known for certain is that the words first appeared in the September 8, 1892 issue of the Youth's Companion. And a month later, more than 12 million school children recited the words for the first time in schools across the nation. Our Pledge of Allegiance was born. But like anything new, it took many years to reach maturity and underwent several changes along the way. The first Pledge of Allegiance read, "I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." After the Columbus Day celebration, the Pledge to the Flag became a popular daily routine in America's public schools, but gained little attention elsewhere for almost 25 years. Finally, on Flag Day, June 14, 1923, the pledge received major attention from 2 adults who had gathered for the first National Flag Conference in Washington, D.C. Here, their conference agenda took note of the wording of the pledge. There was concern that, with the number of immigrants now living in the United States, there might be some confusion over the words, "my flag," when they were recited. To correct this, the pledge was altered to read, "the flag of the United States." The following year, the wording was changed again to read, "United States of America." The Pledge of Allegiance continued to be recited daily by children in schools across America and gained heightened popularity among adults during the patriotic fervor created by World War II. It still was an unofficial pledge until June 22nd, 1942, when the United States Congress included the Pledge to the Flag in the United States Flag Code, Title 36. This was the first official sanction given to the words that had been recited each day by children for almost 50 years. In 1945, the Pledge to the Flag received its official title as the Pledge of Allegiance. In April 1951, the Board of Directors of the Knights of Columbus adopted a resolution to amend the Pledge of Allegiance as recited at the opening of each of the meetings of its 800 fourth degree assemblies, by the addition of the words, "under God," after the words, "one nation." At the annual state meeting in April and May of 1952, the state councils of Florida, South Dakota, New York, and Michigan adopted resolutions recommending the Pledge of Allegiance be so amended and that Congress be petitioned to have such an amendment made effective. At its annual meeting on August 20th, 1953, the Supreme Council of the Knights of Columbus sent copies of this resolve to the President, Vice President, Speaker of the House, and each member of both houses of Congress. The resolution was introduced by Congressman Louis C. Rabot of Michigan and was adopted by both houses of Congress and was signed by President Eisenhower on Flag Day, June 14th, 1944, thereby making official the amendment conceived, sponsored, and put in practice by the Knights of Columbus more than 3 years before. In August 1954, the Illinois American Legion Convention adopted a resolution whereby recognition was given to the Knights of Columbus as having initiated, sponsored, and brought about the amendment to the Pledge of Allegiance. And on October 6, 1954, the National Executive Committee of the American Legion gave its approval to that resolution. President Eisenhower, as he authorized the change, said, "In this way, we are reaffirming the transcendence of religious faith in America's heritage and future. In this way, we shall constantly strengthen those spiritual weapons which forever will be our country's most powerful resource in peace and war." The original 22 words have now grown to 31-word profession of loyalty, devotion not only to the flag but to a way of life, the American ideal. Those words now read, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." Before we continue, I'd like to examine these 31 words. I pledge allegiance. I promise to be faithful and true. I promise my loyalty. To the flag, to the emblem that it stands for and represents our nation. Of the United States, all 50 states, each individual and individually represented on the flag. Of America, formed into a union of one nation. And to the republic, I also pledge my loyalty to the government that is itself republic, a form of government where the people are sovereign, for which it stands, this government also being represented by the flag, which I promise loyalty. One nation under God, these 50 individual states are united as a single republic under the divine providence of God. Indivisible and cannot be separated, with liberty, the people of our nation being afforded the freedom to pursue life, liberty, and happiness, and justice, and each person is entitled to be treated justly, fairly, and according to proper law and principle. For all, and these principles are afforded to every American, regardless of race, religion, color, creed, or any other criteria. This nation represents millions of people who cannot be separated or divided. Thus it is that when you pledge allegiance to the United States flag, you promise your loyalty to the flag itself. You promise your loyalty to your own and to the other 49 states. You promise your loyalty to the government that unites us all, recognizing that we are one nation under God, that we cannot or should not be divided or alone, and understanding that the right of liberty and justice belongs to all of us.